You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
Look at this nigga, man. Fucking Monday morning. Nigga shopping and shit.
Check it out.
This motherfucker.
See your five, you can keep that.
Hey.
Walk backwards to the sound of my voice. Do it now. Put your hands up. Back. 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 Stop. Shut up. Talk to you, talk to you. Hey, we're gonna approach the car to clear it.
But I want to be clear, and I know some of us love our children, but some of our children are so far gone that we're going to have to put some of them to sleep in order to take back the neighborhood. Some of y'all don't want to hear that because you don't live in reality. But I'm telling you, as a psychologist, I'm not going to be able to psychologize all of them on the corner. Some of them going to sleep for good!
So I'm just going to guess that this dude is a rapper of some sort, whatever, because this is what usually tends to happen out in public when people have money and they tend to want to do these things. As I've stated before, this is the type of culture that is allowed. And I'm going to pin this down more specifically on the black community. I don't know if this dude is black or not, but I'm just looking at the mannerisms. I'm looking, in a sense, for the slang. I'm looking for the way that he is dressed, all of those things. These are things that I have consistently seen when it deals with black music, when it deals with rap, when it deals with hip hop, when it deals with, those elements, the things that are being sold and pushed directly into the black community, things that are stated that are supposed to represent the black community. And one of the main things that is persistent and represents the black community is the Pookie and the Ray Ray culture. One of the brothers out here who has been talking about this for quite some time, brother Philip Scott, has done tons of videos over the years highlighting and talking specifically about this culture and how this is allowed within the black community. And regardless on how you feel about this and what it is that is being stated, we can all know and we all see that within the black community, this is allowed because ain't nobody trying to put a stop to it. You don't have people trying to persuade, the young black men and the young men of the community to do otherwise. You don't have people in the black community putting black men, positive black men on pedestals, showing that this is what you want to be, right? Instead of deciding to, hey, instead of, being a lawyer or a homeowner or a businessman, an entrepreneur, college educated, somebody that has trades under his belt, whatever it is, right? Something that's positive in the community, we tend to push this culture. And that is a persistent and a consistent thing that is taking place. So much so that you have black women in black culture who are female rappers who rap about these types of guys. They want the cheaters and the scammers, right? They want the guys that are able to get a lot of money quick, fast, and in a hurry, right? You'll hear a lot of these black women out here stating that they don't want a guy for a 9 to 5 because they got to wait 2 weeks or whatever it is for, that money. If they need 5K, 10K, 20K right now, then, that guy got to be able to produce that. So this is a culture that is persistent in the black community for a multitude of reasons. This is a culture that is persistent and that has the eyes and ears of a lot of the young in the black community as well, which is why you happen to see young black men committing these types of, crimes, such as going after one another, robbing one another, breaking into a home or into a car trying to rob somebody, right? That's because it is persistent with this type of image, this type of culture, because this type of thing is supposed to be the masculine thing, right? This is what a man is supposed to be, right? Supposed to be hard, supposed to have a whole bunch of, tattoos, supposed to be sagging his pants, supposed to be, carrying a gun without a holster, supposed to be flashing all types of money, right? Supposed to be living his life reckless and with full on abandonment. And because they live their lives this way, this is why the black community is looking the way that is looking at this moment in time. This is why we suffer from the fact that we don't have a lot of pushback when it details and comes in dealing with this type of culture. This is why the women of our community feel as though that they are not being sheltered. Why it is that they're not being protected, acknowledged, looked at, valued, and and all of these things, right? So, like I said, it's a culmination of a lot of things that culminate into this one thing here, which creates this type of culture where it proliferates, where it's allowed, where it's celebrated. In the black community, I've been able to witness whenever a black man who has done like a stint in prison or jail comes home after, he served time for committing a crime. It could be, murder, it can be shooting somebody, it can be whatever it was, right? I'm talking about him actually doing something, right? Being prosecuted, having all of the evidence. I'm not talking about somebody that's innocent, right? I'm talking about somebody who actually did the crime. Time and time and time again, I've seen these black men come home and they'll get celebrated by the family. We're about to throw him a cookout. We're about to throw him a party. We want to have, hand him a few hundred, a couple of bands, whatever it is. We want to, get him some clothes. All this. It's a celebration. But then you have that child that you sitting up there trying to tell at home, like, yo, don't be like them out here in these streets. Don't do this and don't do that. But you're not celebrating these kids for being good kids. You're not celebrating these kids for getting good grades, right? You want to go harder on them because, oh, they might got a B plus or they might have got a C minus here. So now you want to strip away certain things because you feel that child is, showing a lack of caring, but yet you're going to boost up somebody who is detrimental to the community, somebody that is a negative in the community, somebody that is not a positive influence to the kids that you want to be the greatest of the greatest within our community. It's backwards. And this is again other issues that culminate of the reason why it is that we have this type of detriment within the black community, why it is consistent and persistent, why it is that it seems that this is going to continue on, that there is nothing able to actually stop it. So again, the main thing that I'm asking, the main reason why I brought up this video and this topic is to try to figure out if the black community actually wants to fix anything or if the black community realistically just wants to keep crying and keep complaining and say that every single thing that is around them is outside of their control, including their own kids, including the images that their kids happen to take in, or what it is that they happen to listen to, or what it is that they watch, or who it is that you allow your kids to associate with when it specifically pertains to the men in the family. Just a question.